You know what time it is now. Let's go get a coffee. All right, let's go. So hello my YouTube friends, and welcome to Exploring the Boot. Today I'm standing here in part of rock history. But before we continue with rock history, we have to go back way back in time. So you see this big building here? It's kind of similar to what I'm talking about. So at the address of right here where I'm standing on 1820 Chapatoulas and Felicity stood a huge warehouse, similar to this warehouse right here. And so this warehouse took up a whole city block. So I would imagine, let's see if we can see it. There's a lot of grass here. About where those cars are coming from down there. About where those cars are coming from down there. All the way to the end back here where those cars are coming out of Felicity Street. So it was a huge warehouse that took up that city block. It was about 30,000 square feet to be exact. It was built in the 1850s. It was built to hold basically cotton and other goods like that. And remember, we're standing right over this thing here, right over this wall is the Mississippi River. And so the big building was needed for goods that would come with the ships would come over. You got to remember, back in the 1800s, man, it was a big deal shipping. You know, I mean, there was probably thousands of, not ferry boats, but thousands of river boats come through here, and they would drop their goods off, either pick them up or take them and move them around the world. And so it was back at that point, in that time, in this area here, it was one of the biggest shipping areas for transferred goods. I think it was the second largest in the world at that time, in the United States for sure. And so the warehouse was used for those goods up into the 70s. And so after that, they didn't need the warehouse no more. So they decided to gut the warehouse and make it a rock venue. And so they just did that. So, some of these things, these big warehouses, they turn into big apartments and condos and things like that. But they wanted to turn this one into a rock venue. And so they gutted the thing. I'm showing this one here is about what it looked like. And so they gutted it. And then in the 70s, they opened as a rock venue. And so after they gutted it and did what they had to do, they opened it up to a rock venue, and the name of that rock venue was the warehouse. So you can see the city buildings back there. We're close to the downtown New Orleans. And so it was called, the name of the warehouse was called the warehouse. So from 1970 until 1982, tons of rock bands took the stage, even local bands too. So one of the things that was unique about this venue is it had a small stage. It was a 4-foot stage that was very close to the fans. And the place can hold like 3,500 fans. This is looking down at Felicity. So if you look right here, that's Felicity. And it's just Chapatoulas. And basically from here to the other side that's how big this building was. So anyway, back to the people that played here. So they had a lot of local bands that played here. Some of them like Dr. John, Allen Toussaint, Professor Longhair, and a lot of major bands before they hit it really big. So check this out. I'm gonna kind of run through some of them until you realize how huge this was. So you had The Who, Rod Stewart, Foghat, Led Zeppelin, The Doors, The Clash, ZZ Top, the Allman Brothers, The Allman Brothers were like the house band, from what I understand. Stuff I was looking up, they were like there all the time. Grateful Dead, they even had a song that was inspired by the Warehouse called Truckin'. Also Alice Cooper and etc. Trust me, more bands were there too, a lot more. So man, can you just imagine back then the scene? I'm a little young to have seen it all. I was born in the 70s, but still too little young to have seen it all. I bet it was just awesome to see. Can you imagine seeing ZZ Top or Led Zeppelin perform right in front of you, like close up? And so what was after these guys performed, they would just walk around the crowd, drink their little drinks, and interact with the regular fans. You imagine? I mean, that wouldn't happen today. So the last band to perform at the Warehouse was the Talking Heads on September 10th, 1982. So in April of 1989, the Warehouse was demolished, and the city of New Orleans said the building was deteriorating and it was unsafe. So there you're looking at the city right there. You're looking at Chapatoulas right here. And right there, you can see a riverboat, and then there's Mississippi River. So it's like right here. So after that building was torn down, the fans got together and decided they would like to have a monument dedicated remembrance of that time in rock history. So after many years of fighting and having issues, it was approved by the city. So the fans of the Warehouse got together and got up $60,000. That's not a huge amount of money, but it was donated by 500 fans. So that did make a difference, you know. To be exact, it was 500 fans. And so of April 2020, this monument we're walking to right now was born. So let's go take a look at it. So it says, welcome to the Warehouse Tribute Park. And there's a bunch of information on there. It talks about the different bands and the fans. And if I ain't mistaken, all these bricks on here, yeah, some of these are band members, and some of these people bought and they put their name on there, like look, the Mardi Gras, a local Mardi Gras crew, just on and on. Just different people, they bought these bricks, I bet, to help pay for the money. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool to see. So look, you can go here and there's a lot of cool information. I mean, look, I was reading about this whole, look at Leonard Skinner. So I was reading a lot about this monument and all the different big acts that played here, and I was just like, man, just a few years younger, man, you would imagine you just standing right there talking to the band Led Zeppelin. Look, Foghat, Fleetwood Mac, the Dogs. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Look, check this out. David Bowie. I mean, it is just fantastic. So look, right here, it's got the actual stage. Let's kind of go down. See it? Robert Palmer. Look, hopefully these guys hit it big, you know? Look, see? Alice Cooper, Fleetwood Mac. And that's what the Warehouse looked like. Where the area I just showed you. I stayed over there because I wanted you to see. Look, there's nothing there now. Look over here, all these different acts. Allman Brothers. Peter Frampton. I mean, this is just huge. Look, there's the tickets. Yeah, and that's the Warehouse. Look at the stage. Look, I told you. See how close they are to the stage? I mean, that is just freaking nuts. Look at the crowd. Look, as far as the eye can see, I told you it was just absolutely a madhouse. This is Diamond Brothers. So yeah. So the next time you happen to be visiting New Orleans or just pass by the monument, this monument is pretty neat. There's a lot of cool history to be taken in, and just remember, it's located at 1475 Chapatoulas, at the corner of Race. It's on the corner of Race and Chapatoulas, and it's a nice little area, little trees and stuff. So I showed you the original one at 1520. There's nothing there. I just wanted you to see what they kind of look like in that warehouse. But that was the actual spot, and this is where the monument's at. So look, the next time you're there, just come check it out. It's pretty neat. Look it up. A lot of neat history, a lot of rock history. I just think it was pretty awesome to come check out. And one last thing, Dr. John. So, thank you for hanging out with me. And that's a wrap from the boot. Until next time. See ya.